So why did you initially get involved in this festival?
Well, I saw the call go out on the Monsters of Rock Veterans page on Facebook, and there was a lot of interest in people doing a one-day festival. I had a bit of experience doing something back home in Sunderland, so I sent a message in saying I'd be interested in helping out, and that was pretty much it. So gone from something on Facebook to here now is pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, it's quite
so,
amazing.
Yeah, it's a good advert for social media
Yeah.
and how good it can be.
Yeah, definitely. So how long have you wanted to organise a festival?
Since I was 14, I went to the Monsters of Rock in 1992, and I think I left a chunk of my heart there. Ever since then, I've always had an interest in doing something like that. Pretty much since I got back to school after the summer holidays that year, every project I'd done at school was based around doing a metal festival. IT projects, everything was based around doing my ideal rock festival. So this is kind of, the 14-year-old in me is now raging out.
A dream come true.
Yeah,
basically.
definitely.
Yeah. So how did you manage to book such a stellar lineup?
Oh, thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Still a lineup. Oh, lovely. It was hard work because with us being a new festival, you're kind of going against the grain anyway because you're trying to win people over. The first few bands were booked was Graham Bonnet, Massive Wagons and Chrome Molly, which with Massive Wagons at the time they were kind of just kind of on the way up.
Yeah.
Just on the way up, and now that the number 16 in the charts, I feel like I've pulled a blinder.
Yeah, definitely. Good move.
So that's, I feel really pleased about that one. So they were the first three on, and then we managed to get Anvil, Hand of Dimes, Fallen Mafia with the opening pole winner, and then we managed to get Skid Row and the Choir Boys. Those two took a little bit more hard work to get, especially Skid Row with them being a headline act.
Yeah.
We had to do a little bit more negotiation and laid on really thick as to sort of like how we could make this work for them. So that was good. And then Wolfsbane, to have Wolfsbane as on here when Blaze Bailey's one of my favourite singers ever, that's
surreal.
yeah. I mean, Skid Row when I was a kid were one of my favourite bands. So every band on the lineup, apart from Fallen Mafia, at some point has been like a major part of my record collection. So it's been hard work, but it's definitely been worth it.
Yeah.
And hopefully the proof will be in the pudding tomorrow.
Yes. So you've said some of your favourite bands there already. So what would your dream lineup be in hopefully years to come if you manage to pull it off?
Right, okay. Iron Maiden, definitely. Have to have Maiden. Favourite band of all time. Nightwish, Airborne, and I think Inglorious, Stonebroken, Wayward Sons, and then a mix of some of the newer bands coming up.
Yeah.
Because I think we're actually in the middle now of a really good resurgence of new bands coming through, especially when you listen to the likes of Total Rock and Planet Rock, and you're getting all of these new bands coming through. It's unbelievable. I don't think there's a better time now to be a fan of rock, because there's just so much out there, and it's just, you've got so much choice, and it's just fantastic. So that would be a decent lineup next year, I think. It would be absolutely blinding if we could do that. Not next year, but maybe in a couple of years' time. One day.
Do you think it's important to get variations in festivals?
Yes, not too much variation, because then you start looking at being...
Losing the integrity.
You do. I mean, I don't want to say band names, but when you're doing a rock festival, you've got to look at rock bands. You can maybe go off a little bit and go a bit punk, or go something like maybe it's a bit bluesy. But when you start getting bands who are a bit more dancey and that they're using, I don't know, computers and DJs and stuff, it's not rock. It's
not what the show is about.
I know there are a lot like bands like Chase Status and Prodigy. They split the crowd at Donington, and Donington for me is a rock festival. So that's all I want to say on the matter. That's how it should be.
Fair enough. So if you could sum Stonedeaf up in 4 words, what would it be?
Living the fucking dream.
I suppose that goes for everyone here. You know, everyone involved in it. I suppose it's pretty surreal for everyone
Yes.
to be able to get it all together.
I think the whole team, we've all said at some point when we've been doing this, we've all dreamt about it for quite a long time. I'm looking at Mr. Toombs over there, who's our merch guy, and I think you can say we're living the dream, can't you? Yeah. So it's yeah, it's waking up and doing this and pinching yourself every day to think that you're pulling this off. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's good to do because you can show it can be done. Because a lot of people said it couldn't be done, and we're doing it.
Yeah, so you're proving to those people that it is possible.
Yeah, and hopefully people will have a go at doing it themselves, because it's if you dream, if it's one of your dreams, have a go.
Yeah.
You've got nothing to lose.
Exactly. And if other people feel the same way, then
yeah,
you may as well come together and achieve
you can. It's better to sort of try and do something and then it not work and say, well, at least I tried, than always regret something. And that's what I've said from the start is, if at least we've tried, and if we'll fall over at some point, we tried. But to get to this point now, where we're here, it's absolutely amazing.
So with the festival going well so far, can you reveal any possible information about next year's festival?
We've just booked the Bros reunion. I'm joking, no, we haven't booked the Bros reunion. The people who are coming through the gates tomorrow will get a little surprise, and hopefully that'll sort of break out to social media tomorrow afternoon, and then come next week it should be well known as to maybe what we're doing next year. And so it's just kind of wait and see, stay tuned, and yeah, just keep watching.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Are you coming back next year?
Definitely. Yeah.
Lovely. Excellent.
Many years to come.
Marvellous.